Alright, hey guys, Brian with Brian Pavlik Designs and bpdsurf.com, and what I have here today is a Hitachi P20 SB modified surfboard planer. Now, if you don't know who I am, I basically came up with a bunch of videos back in the day in how to actually do all the modifications yourself, but they're not the same modifications that are actually in this machine. It was more of a poor man's way or a backyard shaper's way of basically doing a modified planer and just having it to do a few boards throughout the year. This one right here is built to the Clark foam specs. Everything about this is the same as the old school Clark foam planers. Now, as a lot of people know, Clark foam shut their doors in 2005, and then the engineer who actually came up with a lot of the modifications did do a handful of these for certain online surfboard shops and supply houses up until, I want to say, in between 2008 and 2010, but no longer can they be found. So what we did, we started modifying them once again. So basically everything on this machine is, like I said, is 100% the same as the Clark foam planers. First off, the handle, the depth adjustment, the on-fly depth adjustment is all the same. Everything is self-contained now. It's all one true quarter turn. Everything is threaded. You don't have to worry about anything popping off. Also, I used to do these with a ball and stem. Then that ball and stem served a couple of purposes. Basically as a reference point, but then also what you had to use that ball and stem for is it would have to pinch against the side of the body in order for the shoe not to just fall right out. Not anymore. Everything is self-contained. We got internal stops. You're good to go. Very trouble-free. Don't have to worry about anything. Next, we have the vacuum, basically either exhaust or the vacuum adjustment or attachment. This is 1.5 inches, which is the standard as what Clark foam used as well. Finally found a black one. If you've been following me, I've been using these. It's been very difficult for me to find these tubes in black, and I've always done them in white. So now finally we're doing it true to the Clark foam look. And so they're black now. Next, what we do is both the motor housing and the belt housing have been shaved off a little bit, and what that does is basically when you're at a full cut, this used to, if you would keep that full, if you would keep all the material on there, what it would do is it would kind of give a lip right in that area, and it would, at a full cut, it would kind of cock the planer a little weird. It wouldn't sit flush on the foam itself. So basically we shaved that so there's no uneven cuts or whatnot. Also, what we do is I upgraded to this belt. I've been using these for years, ever since I've done my planer modifications. I love these belts. They're relatively inexpensive, but I also send back the original belt that it comes with, and I've had problems with these belts in the past, as far as some of them actually had steel belts back in the past, so if they would fray, they would kind of kick out and then they would leave funky marks in your foam as you're planing. So this one feels to be all rubber, and I mean, if you're in a pinch, throw it back in your machine or whatever, but you're going to get quite a lot of life out of that belt itself. Alright, next what we have is the handle relocation, and the way I showed in some of my other videos basically is not the same lengths and stuff like that. I had larger hands, so I liked a larger handle, but this is true to Clark foam's measurements, angles, and then also the bracket that they're using. So one thing that I do differently on my handle relocations, and this is something that you really can't find on the internet or any references to how to do this, is we got a special way of adhering these to the body itself. I made these planers back in the day where you would actually pick this up and you would lift it up, and sometimes that glue would let go, and it was just kind of a pain in the butt trying to, if you're a production shaper and your handle's loose like that, unless you have a backup planer, it was really a pain in the butt, and you basically, had to take your planer apart and put it back together. I will guarantee you that these will not break, much less unless you drop it from a 6-foot level and it lands right on the handle itself. Yeah, then it might break. But if you're doing the everyday use, accidentally bump it or whatever, you're not going to have to worry about that handle coming loose whatsoever. Okay, and now lastly, one thing I haven't offered in these machines in years past, but now I'm putting them in every single machine, is the upgraded bearings. What I do is I upgrade with an SKF bearing, and when you get your planer model in the mail, what I do is I send you the original bearings that came out of the machine, these Chinese bearings, and then a little card. And this little card basically says these are original bearings. They are for reference only. Do not put these back into your machines because they won't last that long. The reason I send them back is I will also send you a card with all of the part numbers that I use on all these bearings and a place to order them if they were to ever go bad, but they will last for quite a long time. But some people actually like the old bearings, and they might want to take them to their own like a bearing shop, and actually use these for reference, and then have the guy at the bearing shop just basically measure these and get them even like the creme de la creme of bearings. But I will tell you this. These are the same bearings that I have had in my planer for 5 years, and I've had no problems with them whatsoever. So there you go. Now you also have the upgraded bearings. So there it is. It's the Hitachi P20 SB modified planer. Oh, also, we found a place, and I don't know why this is so difficult to find, but a 25-foot, actually a black cord. Now you might have seen some of these on my other planers where they were green and they're red and stuff like that, because it was so difficult for me to actually find a 25-foot black cord. So, or actually one that I was content with. I could buy this stuff by the foot, but it had a very cheap housing on it, or sheathing on it that would kink and crack real easy, and it just wasn't something that I wanted to put in a product that I wanted to sell. So this is a great cord. It's very pliable. You're not going to have any problems with it. So with that black cord, everything in this, like I said, looks, feels, performs just like the old Clark foam planers did. So there you have it. Basically, we're selling these online right now for $369.99, and basically that's because they do have the upgraded bearings. You will not find a planer cheaper than that at a brand new planer, I should say. These will also come with the original box. It'll come with the original literature, and free shipping. I ship these out free, so jump on them. I have people contacting me left and right before I even put these things on eBay. So grab it while it's still available, and thanks for watching.